Well, flavoured e-cigarette liquids can kill lung cells. That's the warning from a new study prepared by Adelaide researchers. The study has found vaping can be dangerous to your health, even if there is no nicotine in the e-cigarette liquid. The research follows a number of vaping-related deaths in the United States, with New Zealand now considering banning the sale of flavoured e-liquids. And joining me is postdoctoral researcher at the Royal Adelaide Hospital, Miranda Ween. Miranda, good morning to you. Thanks very much for joining us today. So can you just elaborate on what your research has found?
Good morning, yes. So we took the lung cells from healthy donors and we exposed it to nicotine by itself, 3 different apple e-liquids from different suppliers, and then the glycol base by itself as well. And we actually found that only the flavoured e-liquids could kill the cells, which was quite interesting.
As opposed to non-flavoured? I'm not really sure how it works, but is it kind of a neutral vapour?
Yeah, so the glycol base doesn't have any flavour in it, so we tested that, and we tested just with the nicotine in it as well.
So does that mean it's any more or less healthy, the one that doesn't have a flavour?
Yeah, certainly looks that way, but from what I understand, people don't generally like the unflavoured ones.
Right, okay. So how does it kill? I mean, there's been, as we've been hearing in the news a bit lately, there's been, 5 or 6 confirmed deaths in the United States. There might be a bit more than that, but there might be as many as several hundred deaths in the US. What happens? What happens when the vapour goes in to your body?
So the US situation is a little bit different, I think. So they've had, I think, 8 confirmed deaths now and about 500 hospitalizations. And from what the CDC has said so far on that matter, they think it's probably a contaminated reagent somewhere going out to multiple suppliers or counterfeit products. So that's probably an extreme case. However, in Australia, there's no regulation on the quality control on these e-liquids. So it would be something that could quite easily happen here.
What do you make of those who support the vaping industry and that they claim that those deaths or those supposed deaths in the United States are not directly attributable to vaping and vaping flavours?
I mean, I think they're right in some level in that it's not something that's probably in every e-cigarette. It is probably a contaminant that's happening. However, I think something that they forget is the fact that e-cigarettes do not go through the medical device safety testing program that the TGA runs, that things like the Nicorette patch and the inhaler have gone through. And these are really known to be the best way for smokers to quit if they can.
Miranda, I'm curious, is there any difference between vaping flavour or for those who have been using hookah pipes for 100 years?
There's actually very little research on that, although it is becoming a bit more popular now that e-cigarettes are more popular. And there are a few studies that do show that the e-hookah and the shisha can also cause some damage to the lungs as well.
Okay, all right, and just talk about regulation now. Does more need to be done, in that department, and is that expected?
I think we can see that internationally this is something that is beginning to happen. That the US has been thinking about this flavour ban for a while and is looking to move forward with it. New Zealand's starting to think about it. I think we will see a lot more regulation come into play. The EU is also thinking about it.
Yeah. And is there any difference between the flavour of apple and any other flavour?
Yes, so we do have an ongoing study at the moment that will hopefully soon be published, and we have seen that there is quite a lot of variation depending on what flavour you use, but quite a lot of them could be quite nasty.